Hey guys, it's Spacey Sins, and we are back with more Piofiore 1926, and I'm going to apologize right now if all of a sudden I go silent and fall on my ass. I have not been having a really great conscious day. I'm just, woo, it's not good. But, we got a lot of shit to fucking do before I have to take a nice little holiday break from doing shit, so gotta plow along, and, Anyway, yeah, so continuing chapter 5 of Yang's Route. The following evening, I returned to the room after taking the laundry down from the line. Yang slept much more than usual these days since he wasn't yet back to full health. I peeked in every so often out of worry, but only saw his calm and peaceful breathing. Good. Just as I managed to feel a bit of relief, I recalled our conversation from yesterday. The church wants me dead. It was like a thorn that dug deep into my heart. You look miserable. Oh. When exactly did he wake up? He sat up in bed and stared at me. I was just thinking, I grew up in the church. I've always been a believer of their teachings. And now they see me as some sort of criminal. Have I done something so wrong that I could be cast out just like that? Yeah, you slept with Yang. That's kind of fucked up though, but you're like, well, I mean, that's about what you did, so. I can see why you'd wonder about that. I haven't been raised around such people, but I think for a moment, what does it matter that this one wishes for your death? Huh? You've chosen to be with me. Isn't that so, Space? He gave a mysterious smile. I'm not a God-fearing man. In fact, I've made my living doing the work of the devil. In that case, when you chose to be my woman, you gave up the life they ordained for you by decree of their God, did you not? He was just as fearless as he claimed. Suppose you're right. Are you consoling me? Kind of like, I suppose you're right, but it's like, I like the consoling one. I hope that's the right answer, because it's like, are you consoling me? Like, are you trying to be nice? It's like, okay, I see it. I suppose you're right. I like the are you consoling me one, because like, are you being nice to me? The fuck? Maybe we're not supposed to question his random moments of niceness. He has fugue moments as well. He's just nice in those, and I just black out. Anyway. Well, suppose you're right. As irreverent as his reasoning was, it was strangely convincing. You're not being targeted as a result of some destiny over which you have no control. That is because you took your life into your own hands and chose a man like me. No matter what their god says, I have no intention of letting you go. Me neither. Before I knew it, I was smiling at the words he spoke, which brought an odd joy to my heart. Same. I have no intention of leaving you, Mao. Look at the look on his face. It's so. This is like a normal Yang smile, but there's something in it right now that just looks like soft almost. What the hell? What is happening? I love it. Yang's smile deepened. In any case, I'll not yield to the selfish endeavors of this church. I could feel the iron resolve in his voice. The unexpected knock made me turn around toward the door. Enter. Peeking into the room was Rui, who called out in a slightly subdued voice. Do you have a minute? What is it? Well, it's not you today, Yang. Me? I was so taken aback that I looked at Yang. Like, the fuck, did you hear that too? Right? He narrowed his eyes as if to say, do whatever you want, before lying down in bed again. Then, I'll be back soon. I stepped outside with Rui. What is it? It's good to see Yang's not suffering anymore. Yes. Well, largely due to the fact that I took the proper measures and all, but I guess your caring for him helped somewhat. So I figured, as second in command, I should thank the boss's woman for her part. You should have said that in the room with Yang! Prove that what the fuck? He's gonna think weird shit's happening and also, like, praise me in front of him. Just so he, like, knows. My healing touch. What the fuck? Huh? An inarticulate voice escaped me. He continued on with an uneasy look. I told you back when you were watching over him that there was nothing else to be done. But I guess I was wrong. These results are partially due to you not giving up on him. I've seen my share of people get poisoned, but Yang recovered surprisingly fast in comparison. Power of love, Rui. Pats him on his shoulder. Someday he'll figure that out. And friendship. Love and friendship are the two most powerful things. They heal everything. Have you never played a game or watched anime or done it? Oh, right, this is 1926. But still, like, come on. Watched a play or some shit, like a movie. There's got to be some. Love and friendship has, like, been, like, the end-all, be-all way to heal everything since time began. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Really? That's great to hear. I breathed a sigh of relief hearing that Rui considered Yang out of the woods now. I guess you did all you could back then, and the same as you always have. Rui? I never liked you from the beginning, but that was because of my own misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? Rui gave a slight nod. I was probably seeing myself in you, being kept by someone with overwhelming power, in a place where one wrong move could kill you. Yeah, we are similar in that. A place where you've lost your freedom, where taking orders becomes the norm. I hated living in that kind of environment. Somewhere in the back of my head, I knew. I couldn't kill Yuan even if I wanted to. But I just lived in denial. Killing him was the only thought that kept me going. Which is why... Rui stopped for a moment, looking at me. I hated you for being with the Lao Shu and serving Yang as if you had no other choice. I saw you as a puppet who lived a life of servitude, following orders even though you resented them, because you had to survive. I assumed that just because I was like that, you also thought the same way. Well, no, I mean, yeah, I do that, but it's because I guess I want to. A little weird, but, you know. It's like way when Yang whips out the cage, we're like, alright, we'll go into it. Otherwise, I'd fight kicking and screaming. Depends on the love interest, honestly. Most of the time now, you're like, I guess we're doing this. Okay. I'm just saying. I recalled the words Rui spoke to me before. You hate violence. You think killing is wrong. Ah, gotcha. You're absolutely right. Then again, everything you have comes from the pain and misfortune of others. What you said to me before was painful to hear, but that's because I knew it was true. What? You're trying to comfort me now? Rui smiled slightly, feeling a little better. I mean, it is true that I'm powerless here. Rui pursed his lips and looked down at his feet. It takes strength for someone to accept that they're powerless and admit it just like that. It took me being beaten 1,000 times to finally reach that conclusion. I've never been able to admit it myself. I struggled against it and let my frustrations out on you. I feel bad about it now and wanted to take this moment to say, very sorry, Miss Space. What the fuck is happening here? Does everybody in a... What? No, I like it. Good for you, Rui, growing and all, but it's still kind of funny. You're just like, wait a minute. Yang's being not... And Rui's apologizing. The fuck is happening? I like it. It's just funny. Rui, you can call me Space. Didn't he just... Oh, he said Miss. I was like, he did. No, I don't want to be killed because I addressed the boss's woman casually. But everyone here calls me that. Huh? You haven't noticed. Only the boss and the twins do. Now that he mentions it, As I thought more about it, Rui scratched his head a bit and walked away. You look happy. Yang made mention of it as soon as he saw my face. I suppose I am. He's like, the fuck were you doing in the hall? I think Rui and I are finally starting to become friends. Yang's like, I'll kill him. Unbelievable. You always know just how to provoke me. Impressive. Huh? What a woman. Tell me, what do you seek by making me jealous? Wait a minute. You have this all... Yang didn't give me a chance to speak as he pushed me down on the bed. Getting a thingy. I knew there was no way to stop him when he smiled so devilishly. That's like, okay, Yang's not feeling, he's been busy, and you're like, huh, some attention. Hey, Rui! What's up, buddy? Oh, now Yang's jealous. Now I'm getting what I want. This is how we manipulate Yang. Guardian. Emilio! Oh, wait. Oh, Emilio. Because Emilio's in prison and, like, being abused. We don't like that. Emilio! It has been a while, Joseph. I've decided to leave the church. They now seek to use the sacred relic to fulfill their worldly desires. Soon they'll move to using my abilities in a similar manner. In addition, though His Holiness is unaware, the seal to the relic can no longer be broken. The foul zone. I don't remember Joseph's voice. The bloodline of the Keepers of the Grave has ended. Indeed, the blood is not strong enough in the distant relative upon whom all hope has been placed. He will not be able to break the seal. Which is why no Key Maiden will appear after the Key Maiden of this generation perishes. I intend to inform His Holiness of the matter before I leave the church. Putting an end to her life would accomplish nothing. That will be my final act in this place. And what of you, Joseph? I do not know. I've been taught that all we have done is in God's name, that the church represented God himself. Yeah, and then Teo's ripping out your fucking fingernails, so I'm just saying. I once believed that. However, I do not doubt your devotion. Furthermore, it's not for me to say whether the choices you made were right or wrong. If you can walk the path on your own 2 feet, I can take you with me. What say you? I understand you're here now because you were held responsible for the demise of the Keepers of the Grave. After your decision, you experienced a change of heart and lent a hand, the disciple, to the Visconti in their attempt to defeat the Lao Shu. Bearing that in mind, I believe this is far too heavy a punishment. Where are you going to go? Defying the church is meaningless. Even if you escape, they'll only find and bring you back. Though that may be so, I can assure you I'll not be going quietly. Would you not also fancy causing them a bit of trouble? Emilio, I fucking love it. He's like, I'm a good church by now. He's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna light it on fire before I leave. Like, damn. Girl just snapped. I see. Emilio, I will not leave. But you should leave here at once. Are you certain? Your son is fighting for you. If you escape, he'll no longer be bound to his mission. He may even be able to escape his own shackles. This is a matter of trust. Compared to that, whatever his reasons for fighting are trivial. My escaping would be no different from doubting his victory. I have faith that my son will fulfill his mission. That's why I must remain here. I did not expect this from you, Joseph, though I always knew humans behaved in a manner inconceivable at times. For one's humanity to emerge at the brink of death is a pleasant discovery indeed. But Joseph, before Orlock can kill his target, he'll first need to defeat Yang. Not an easy obstacle to overcome, no matter Orlock's skill. Also, it's Yang's route, so Orlock's gonna fail, by the way. I'm just saying. If Orlock fails in his mission, Teo will kill you without hesitation. Will you still risk your life knowing that? I will. My son is willing to stake his life for me, then I must do the same in return. Never once been a real father to him in all these years. Forced him to live a life of hardship so that he'd not stray off the path of virtue. And I know now that it was wrong. I cannot make amends now except to give up my life for him. I see. You're father and son, after all. Very similar indeed. It's just really weird, because again, I swear, maybe it was in Yang's route that we figured this out, but like, I remember that coming out in the first game, and then we were in, like, freaking Orlock's route, I'm like, wasn't Rosberg his father? And then, like, in Orlock's route, it was like, oh, your father was just some random German guy, and like, whatever, and it never comes up, and I'm like, huh, I must have fucking imagined that shit, or just felt like the game was leading us to that conclusion, and then never, said it, but then in this one, you're like, no, it's saying it right there, so I don't know what original route. Somebody might have said it in one of the prior parts, but again, none of, like, Yang's route's gone up yet, so, like, so if you're leaving comments like that, I obviously at this point cannot read them because this is in the future. Future you is putting that in past me. We're not in the same time space continuum yet. We're not even in the same fucking year. All right, you're in like 2023. I'm like back here in 2022. So trying to record in advance is weird. I don't actually need to record all of Yang's route right now before I take a Christmas break, but like, we're in the middle of it, and again, like I said, taking one day off is like weird, or one or two. You're like, it's been like 2 days, and being like, it's been like 2.5 weeks. What the fuck? So, anyway, I knew there was no way to stop him when he smiled so devilishly. And so, after a night of being played with mercilessly, I finally fell asleep from exhaustion. The days after that passed peacefully without any incident. Then one day, around noon, Yang! Is it still not time? Lon called out lazily just as we were about finished having our meal. I'm like, what the hell? Timing is everything when it comes to war. As fools rush in, it's they who will die. As fools rush in, it is they who will die. Okay. The wording is just... it's fancy. Huh? Yang, you always see that the grandpas in the Luhan Hu take forever, but... you're not all that quick yourself, Yang. Right? Yang's eyebrows furrowed in displeasure at the twins' honesty. We got a problem, Yang! Finally. As the soldier rushed in, Yang smiled as though he had been waiting for his arrival. What happened? Our ship's been hit at the docks! The cargo's just arrived and our guys are there being attacked! Guys there are being attacked, sorry. Those damn stragglers. We're not even sure if they're from the Foul Zone or the Visconti, but we don't know where they're... we do know there are about 30 or so of them. It's Orlock and the Visconti, isn't it? Because didn't Orlock go to the Visconti and was like, hey, let's partner up, right? Sorry, Yang. They must be the ones that got away from me last time. You certainly bear responsibility for this, and though I have no interest in pursuing it, I have long said the Lao Shu lacked adequate talent, and the successor to whom you appointed your chores did not possess your diligence. Sorry. As Rui looked down, I heard more frantic footsteps rushing down the corridor. Yang, we got trouble! Deja fucking vu in here. What is it? Our guys got hit at the casino during the deal! We think it's either the Foul Zone or the Visconti who are behind it. How many of them? We got about 20 guys accounted for, but there could be more for all we know. 2 hits at once. Sounds to be more than just the dregs that escaped Rui. Their numbers are too great. Perhaps others have decided to join the game. Without a pause, Yang gave his orders. Rats, you two head to the wharf. Leave it to us! Rui, you handle the casino. Take as many men as you need to get the job done. Got it. Huh? You're not coming, Yang? Do you want to fight? Not today. I'm still recovering. Huh. Guess hell's freezing over tomorrow. Anyway, we're off. I'm sorry, that's fucking, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Well, okay. Oh, God. Still somewhat baffled by Yang's decision, the twins and Rui left the dining hall. Only Yang and I remained behind. As the clamor in the hall subsided, Yang suddenly stood up from his chair. Let's go. Huh? Where? I followed Yang, unsure of where we were going. Yang and I soon arrived onto the roof. Why here? That's simple. This is a more suitable battlefield than inside the base. Don't tell me. My attacks at the wharf and the casino are diversions, and the true target is either you or me. And so, I'll wait for them here. Be sure to stay beside me. It'll be safer for you if you don't leave my sight. Yeah, because it could be Orlock. You know what I mean? Like, it could be Yuan setting everything up like this, but, like, I don't think Yuan would do these kind of tactics to come at Yang when the... You know what I mean? I don't think he thinks that he needs to do that. Plus, these are also kind of, sort of, in a way, his people. You know what I mean? They may work for Yang, but, like, you know. But I feel like it's Orlock, because you saw the thing with him with the Visconti, like, hey, let's, like, team up, and then he would do it so to get all of the other Laoshu out. I mean, not that the Laoshu were innocent, but he's not after them, and it would just make it easier to come right in, fight Yang, kill me, that's it. You know what I mean? As opposed to fighting his entire way through. That is a weird fucking noise. The hell? Anyway. Just as soon as Yang finished speaking, the door to the rooftop opened. The person who emerged was... the end! It just fades to black! To be continued. Ooh, bitches! Chapter 6! Crap, okay, his part might be shorter than I thought. Daybreak! That's a Barry Manilow. Yep. Orlock. The Laoshu soldiers had already left the base. Orlock's appearance at this moment meant that he must have set everything up. Told ya. Despite things having gone according to plan, he wore a somewhat disconcerted expression as he looked at me. I kill you. The hesitation in his voice made it sound as though he was urging himself to action. Is this where Emilio magically fucking appears and is like, hey, listen, Orlock, by the way, oh, also, if you fail, though, Joseph's gonna die. Maybe you should go try to save him. Do you think I'd let you? What a cliched line. If you wish to kill this woman, you'll have to kill me first. You know, actually, Yang, that's probably the most romantic thing you've ever fucking said. Yang pulled out his hooked blades with a smirk. I must fulfill my mission at any cost. If you get in my way, I will kill you. Orlock slowly stepped into a fighting stance. He already had his dagger drawn. A breeze blew across the roof. Just as it died down, Yang moved into action. Orlock parried one of the blades while dodging the other. Without hesitation, he moved closer to Yang to get within striking range. Ha! Yang's smile broadened as he kicked with all his might. Orlock held up both arms to block the kick. Yang used the barrier to jump back. I see. I have your doubts about killing her, but you show no such qualms towards me. Once again, their blades crossed, and sparks were sent up into the air. The sound of clashing grew more fierce as their battle intensified. Yang laughed merrily. I can't exactly laugh in Yang's voice, so... I could see blood seeping from his sides. It seemed Orlock had been able to land stealthy hits without my realizing. The end. Oh, now we're Yang. Not enough. No one would be killed by such shallow wounds. Now what to do? A critical strike. I swung my blades at his neck and head. I had no intention of diminishing my strength through a long battle. Seems my moves were quite obvious. Without a change in expression, Orlock dodged my attack and thrust his dagger to kill me. My weapon had the advantage of power, but his allowed him greater maneuverability. Well, this'll be fun. I couldn't stop myself from smiling. As the puppet cut his own strings so that he can fight as a real boy. How delightful. I cannot imagine who'll be the victor. If only this could go on forever. You're insane. Orlock muttered with displeasure. Not like you. I want to end this quickly. He'll die today, Yang. Here and now. The size and weight of my hooks would make blocking each Orlock's attacks bothersome. It was far easier to take minor damage so as not to slow my offensive. My body leaned forward as my legs gave way slightly. I forced strength into my feet to regain my balance and felt a rush of blood drip down. Seems he had managed to hit my thigh. It's time for your death. A look of relief flashed across his face as though he was assured of his victory. Once you're dead, I can kill her and complete my mission. It'll be all over. Kill her? Can you really do so? And I have no other choice. Oh, that's a load of bullshit. I see. Seems the disciple is serious. He's finally given up his foolish compassion. It was the change I desired all along. The stronger my opponent, the better. But I looked over at her. Face was looking at me, her hands clasped together as though in prayer. She's worried about my life, is she? What a peculiar woman. If anything, you should be worrying about your own. Orlock said he'd fulfill his mission, and that he would kill her. Although they were only words, the idea sounded terribly distasteful. It's like, I don't like these. Like, that sounds distasteful. Jesus, Yang. How boring. Orlock frowned with furrowed brows. That is a given. There's nothing fun about killing people. Only kill when it's the right thing to do. My personal feelings have nothing to do with it. I used one of my hooks to block Orlock's dagger from above and slashed my other hook across Orlock's chest. I feel like this might be the part where Orlock dies. I see. So it was your god himself who commanded the death of an innocent woman, you say? Unnecessary sacrifice for the good of humanity? Is that what you've been taught as a believer? That is... Despite the indecision in his mind, his body continued to fight as it was trained to do. But hesitation dulled his blade. I wasn't sustaining his attacks without reason. I was analyzing my opponent with objectivity, choosing only to avoid blows that were fatal. Soon enough. Now! My hook found the slightest opening. It took only a moment for victory to be decided. He must have known death was drawing near. With a weakened body, Orlock forced himself to dash towards space to fulfill his mission. I knew from the beginning that he'd act foolishly the moment things went awry. Die! I mean, I kind of hate that Yang's killing Orlock, but at the same time, like, Orlock was gonna kill me, so, like, listen, we knew this was gonna happen. I've been prepared since the beginning of this route, basically. Yang's hook pierced Orlock from behind. I mean, I feel bad about it, but at the same time, it's like, if it's going to be me and Yang or Orlock, sorry, Orlock, but like, if Yang just killed you for no fucking reason, I'd feel worse about it, but like, literally self-defense here. As soon as Yang drew them back out, Orlock crumpled to the floor. Blood poured out from his open wounds. Uh, uh, oh, I have to do it for him. I mean, it is sad though. Like, at least I feel like they gave him a good reason for this aside from being a church puppet. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that would be like, what the fuck, Orlock? Use your brain. But this is more like, I'm trying to save Rosberg, who I don't think Orlock knows as his father, to be honest. You know what I mean? He just knows that this is the person that raised him, that cared about, you know what I mean? And like, just based on all the other routes in the other game and like whatever, it would be whether, again, I can't remember if they told Orlock in this route or we're the only ones that know, but like, Orlock treats him like he's his father. He's the only father really, or family he's ever known, if you think about it. So like, if you were someone who was like, the church says this person's bad and I stab him, you know, you would be hesitating trying to kill this woman. You'd be like, nah, I don't like that. It's her or your dad. All right, well, I guess I gotta suck it up and like, you know what I mean? So you can understand his reasoning for going along with it this time and like fighting against it. So that's where it's like, no, Orlock, no. But at the same time, you're like, no, I mean, you kind of had to die because you weren't gonna stop. Like, I wish you had like chosen not to do this, but you made the choice to continue down this route to try to kill me, so this is where it was going to be. So I don't feel bad about it in that sense, but, you know. I think I felt worse in Gil's route, because you're like, no! And this one, you're like, well, I mean, you were trying to kill me, so throwing it out there. Not as upset. Still hurts a little, though. You know what I mean? You still just, you feel bad for Orlock. Because you know why he was doing it, and he was fighting against wanting, like, doing it. You know, he didn't want to do it, but anyway. I couldn't care less for your motives. Yang stowed his weapons away coldly. Orlock struggled to get up from the pool of his own blood. Okay, well, like, you don't have to, like, draw it out and make us sadder about it. There. Oh, did he know? I can't remember if fucking Teo told him. I don't remember. Or he just thought of him. I know we know, but I don't, did Orlock know? I can't remember that. Anyway. His movement gradually slowed. Soon he stopped moving altogether. The thing is like, Teo's gonna kill your dad too, so at least you'll get to see him in the afterlife. Orlock pats him on his head. It's okay, I guess, sort of. Orlock. The rooftop was now silent. Were they keeping his father from him? Who knows? Whatever his reasoning, doesn't matter as far as we're concerned. I mean, it just makes us feel bad for him and kind of understand him a little bit better instead of, wow, you're just a cold-hearted bastard, like Yang. But, you know. Had he told you as such, would you have allowed yourself to be killed for poor Orlock's sake? Everyone had something bearing down on them, myself included. No matter who desires it, for whatever reason, I will not allow you to be killed. Huh? I was too astonished to say a word. That's like super romantic. That's basically like a love confession. Suddenly, Yang's body shook unsteadily. We need to get you treated! I hurriedly rushed over to support him. I don't feel any pain. Doesn't matter, you're badly injured. If you lose any more blood, you could die. You're human too, Mao. You know that, right? Leaving the fallen young man on the rooftop, I helped Yang back inside. I don't know if we should just leave Orlock unattended, because then all of a sudden he's going to disappear, and then he's going to come back and, like, not be dead. I'm just saying. Sorry to sneeze. Are we sure he's dead? Are you sure? I've played enough games to know that people don't stay dead sometimes. In this game, they tend to. Just as I finished patching him up, everyone safely returned from the docks and the casino. I breathed a sigh of relief once I heard there'd been no casualties. After Yang received the reports, he gave orders on their next plan of action. It was late at night by the time Yang had finished all that needed to be done. Don't push yourself while you're still recovering. You're always overly concerned by my wounds. Can you blame me? After a thoughtful silence, Yang changed the subject abruptly. The situation's improved itself after today. Orlock is dead and the remnants of his forces have been subdued. The damage we sustained was minimal. The twins, Rui and the rest, returned alive. Even if several enemies escaped, they'd be in no position to mount an attack on the Laoshu. But isn't the church going to come after us after what happened to Orlock? They'll not do so in any obvious way. They take great care in ensuring their disciples remain hidden. See, Orlock was undoubtedly their most valuable pawn, so they'll likely withdraw until the situation settles. At least for a while. They'll not be so aggressive in their plans against you. However, there's still one nuisance remaining. Gee, I wonder who that might be. He didn't say who, but I knew who it was without asking. I mean, duh. Yang frowned with annoyance, perhaps irritated by the reminder of Yuan. Had Yuan and Orlock taken action at once, even I'd not have been able to fend them off. Which is why I was waiting for the situation to change. Things turned out better than expected. All that remains is Yuan. Leaving him alone will simply give him a time to devise the worst possible course of action. Anything that doesn't interest him is as good as dust. He could set the whole of Valena on fire if he wished. It's horrible. It'd be a nuisance for him to burn down my nest. I need to take action sooner than later. I felt my expression tighten, and Yang glanced over at me. Suddenly, he extended his arm out and pinned me down onto the bed. Jesus Christ! You're just extremely frisky for some man that was just poisoned and stabbed a lot. Mao, I fought for your life today. Don't you think I deserve a reward? I keep giving, yet I don't receive much in return. I feel like that's a load of bullshit. Yang gently touched my cheek. His hand made its way down my neck. Really, despite my embarrassment, I gently nodded and accepted his advances. I'm like, Yang, you're gonna say no? I don't think you have a choice. You don't get to say no. I mean, I guess you could say no, but he's still gonna take it anyway, so. When I saw that you'd fallen asleep, I went up to the rooftop to feel the night breeze. The stains of blood still remained, and I was reminded of my battle against the disciple. As we fought, my senses were more heightened than ever. I could have enjoyed the exchange for longer. I should have prolonged it as much as possible. And yet, why did I kill him so quickly? How strange. I behaved unlike my usual self. I don't understand why that is. Because I was in danger and you love me, you idiot. I love the fact that he's so fucking stupid he hasn't quite figured that out yet. Because, you know, he's not used to feelings aside from, like, disdain. Not to mention how unusual it was that I'd be thinking back on some battle in the first place. All the time I spend thinking like this involves her in some way. Even choosing the roof as my battlefield to intercept my opponent's ambush. I suppose her existence played a part in that decision. Could it be that I didn't leave the base because it was easier to protect her here? That would be rather out of character for me. Oh, if that were the case. That would be rather out of character for me if that were the case. Guarded. I'm assuming we're supposed to be Teo. Because, I mean, he's the only one. Anyway, Emilio has disappeared. He really is a monster. Should have chained him to the cell. Come in. Say, Johann, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Seeing you here must mean... Orlock's died. He was defeated by Yang. See, you did well reporting this to me. Do you mind if I ask you one other favor? What's that? Can you dispose of the garbage in the dungeon? I'll give you the key. You'll know when you see it. Understood. Good to hear. Leaving it alone may cause us problems later. You get rid of it. After that, you're free of your duties. You can take a well-earned vacation. Ah, that's right. If Orlock has died, a trial will take place to select the next disciple. You will participate, won't you? If so, be sure to have a good rest before then. A disciple's life is busier than you might imagine. Hey, Johann got what he wanted in this one. If Orlock couldn't kill Yang, odds are likely that no other disciple will be able to. Which means killing her would be extremely difficult now. Quite unfortunate, but I suppose the timing works out. The church had rescinded their orders to have the Key Maiden assassinated. My position here would have been in danger had I gone against their directives. I should comply and keep a low profile for now. And then again, I doubt that damned Chinese mafia is going to keep her next to them for long. Her days were definitely numbered. I like how Teo's like, don't worry, Yang will kill her eventually, it's fine. Nah, Yang's totally fucking in love with me. Anyway, that would be rather out of character for me if that were the case. What? Can't have her die on me yet. Yet? He's like, I can't ever die on me yet. Like, I mean, someday I'll kill her when I get bored. Been 84 fucking years, Yang. You're not getting bored. The sun was shining brightly above us. Wanting to take a breath of fresh air, I stepped out onto the rooftop for the first time in days. I didn't see a trace of blood anywhere. What are you doing over there, Faye? Noticing someone here ahead of me, I called out to the young boy with his weapon in hand. No, I'm just keeping it in top shape. What do you mean? I'm sharpening it so it doesn't get dull. Stuff like blood and fat can ruin it if you don't clean it off right away. I could do this in my room, but the moment I start, Lon follows and tries to sharpen hers too. What's wrong with that? Lon's sword is long, remember? She made a hole in the wall once when she was doing it inside. Oh. That certainly was a problem. So Lon's gonna come out here in a bit. We'll take care of our weapons together. Do you mind if I watch? Sure, but you're really interested? Yes. I mean, it's always so amazing how you both handle your weapons like they're nothing. I admit, watching you two has always fascinated me. Space, you look so serious. Do you feel bad talking about stuff like this? I bet you're thinking about whether it's okay to kill people and stuff. I don't mean that in a bad way. You've been like that since the beginning. Are you still not used to it, even after getting hurt yourself or almost killed? He gave a small nod in response. I don't think I'll ever get used to death. And again, killing is part of the Lao Shu. I mean, I can't, fault her for that, because it's kind of like, I didn't grow up in a life where I was just stabbing people willy-nilly, you know what I mean? So, if you ended up living with a mafia, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, I know that people have tried to kill me, and you killed them to protect me, and I get that, and the logic is sound there, but, it doesn't make it, you're not like, woohoo! You're like, yeah, I still feel awkward about it, so I can't, you can't be like, goody two-shoes church girl. This is like anybody. You don't have to be a goody two-shoes church girl to be like, this would be awkward for anyone, Every time I see someone die in front of me, I mean, that would also be quite traumatic. I feel like it haunts me forever. It's the same with Orlock's death. I thought of the young man who lost his life here as I looked down at the spot where it was taken. I mean, and that's true, because, you saw him get murdered by your boyfriend in order to stop him from murdering you. So, again, the logic is there where you're like, yeah, no, I get it. Orlock had to die, otherwise he would have killed me, because I mean, she's going to be like, there had to be some other way. There probably was not another way. I get you wanting to think there could have been, but there really wasn't, and we know that. But, you're going to be like, well, it was him or me, and, if you were forced into that, like, okay, you cannot think that there could have been another way. Don't even think about that. It was he was going to die or you were going to die. You'd be like, well, I'd rather he died. And then that makes you feel like a horrible person. But you're like, but I don't want to die. Self-preservation. You know what I mean? So, like, that's also a very weird thing to, like, try to wrap your head around. Like, it's easy to say, but in that situation, you'd be like, yeah, but you still want to try to find another way where both people neither person has to die. You know what I mean? And you're still going to feel guilty. And you're like, no, I wanted to live, so I understood it was me or them, but doesn't make me not feel weird about the fact that this person died now so I could live. It's weird. You know? Anyway. You seem to be fighting for a very important reason. But no matter how noble his reasons may have been, I wasn't prepared to die for that purpose. Guess I'm just really selfish. That's not selfish. It's self-preservation, and it's a natural thing that everybody should have. Should. Not everybody does have it, but most of us, you know. Faye stopped sharpening his blade and waited earnestly for me to continue. I mean, not a lot of people in the Lao Shu have that self-preservation, I think. You know. I mean, technically, yeah. They, like, Yang doesn't go into battle being like, woohoo, I'm gonna die. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this motherfucker. If I die, at least I had fun. But, like, his intent is not to die. You know what I mean? They're not purposely going in like, someone's gonna stab me! So. They're just okay with dying in the battle because they've made their peace with that. Keep putting my feelings ahead of everything. Wanting to be with Yang, not wanting him to go out and get hurt. If I were to brand myself as good or evil, I suppose I'd say I'm more evil than good. You're the same as me. Huh? I'm not dying for anyone except for Lon. The reason I fight at all is so we can live a happy life together. So I guess that makes me evil too, huh? Hey. Don't tell Lon what I said just now. It'll be our secret, I promise. But I think Lon already knows how you feel about her, Faye. Yeah, maybe. Lon has a knack for knowing what I'm thinking a lot of the time. But it's still a secret. I don't want her to get carried away. Faye's cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Seeing him so bashful warmed my heart. Hey! Sorry for the wait! You all done? Hey, it's you! Well, what you doing here? He's just watching him sharpen his weapon. Huh? But my dragon blade's a lot bigger and nicer to look at. Here, look! She's gonna accidentally run and stab me one of these days. I'm gonna get stabbed in the shoulder like fucking Lily got stabbed in the shoulder. Her name's fucking Lily, too, which is fun. And How I Met Your Mother. When Jen and Marshall were having this sword fight, Lily got stabbed in the shoulder. This is what's gonna happen! I'm gonna accidentally get stabbed by Lon. Oh my god. Right. It's bigger, it's nicer. Faye answered as if he was just humoring her, but I could tell he was having fun with Lon around. I decided to stay longer to watch the twins take care of the weapons and chat together. As I came down for the roof, I ran into Rui. Rui looked at me with a raised brow. Huh. Looks like something good happened. Do you think? Yes. Am I that easy to read? You're walking around. Happy, beaming smiles, skipping and humming. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. I'm just kidding. I did feel much better now than before. Perhaps talking to Faye gave me what I needed to sort through my emotions. Thank you too, Rui. Huh? Or what? Too fast, I'm sorry. I was finally able to see that I was fooling myself because of you. What I did was take everything out on you. If anything, you should be mad at me. But it is true that what you said before gave me the chance to look at myself clearly. I used to be afraid of Yang, but... in just a second... I'm not the one you should be saying this all to. You're right. Guess it's good that you were finally able to come to whatever conclusion you did. And with that, Rui waved his hand as he walked away. I wanted nothing more than to talk to Yang, but he was still sleeping in bed. I didn't have the heart to wake him. I decided to do some laundry and cleaning instead. After some time, I headed back to the room. I discovered it empty. Why, that... He was just sleeping a moment ago. Another... I went up to the roof in the morning. There was a strange guest waiting for me. Nice to meet you, leader of the Laoshu. I must apologize for the church's actions in regards to the Key Maiden. Who are you? Have you come to die? I'm sorry. Emilio! Question mark, question mark, question mark! We don't know his name right now, so we can't scream Emilio. Guy I don't know! That rhymes with Emilio. See, it's perfect. I could tell he was unarmed by looking at him. A complete novice I could kill at any time. However, some defenseless kid would not have been able to infiltrate our base like this. In my opinion, the church is at fault for all that has happened. Continue. I came to apologize to you today. If you choose to stay with her moving forward, I thought it best that I share some information. It would make things much easier to deal with in the future rather than be thrown about without any knowledge. Isn't that right? I don't have all day. The church has made their decision to release their interest in the Key Maiden at this time. It seems the church has also enlisted Yuan of the Lu Huan Hu to assassinate her, but that order should be withdrawn shortly. He offered no proof of his claims, yet the manner in which he spoke was convincing enough. The Key Maiden is someone destined to unite with the leader of the Falzone family, and it's only when they unite that the seal to the relic will be broken. Such polite words for, like, getting boned by the Falzone. How cliche. I mean, that's why I'm the Key Maiden. Again! I'm not really the one with the key. You know what? The logistics and the naming was a little off, but I spat out the words with a frown. Something about the kid's talk of destiny was getting on my nerves. Legends tend to convey their ideas through simple means. Utter nonsense. I understand there are those who believe in such thing as fate, and others who blindly follow the church's edicts, but I do not believe in such things, nor do I see them as facts. You may cling to your myths however you like, but they're meaningless to me. I didn't need to explain myself to some strange brat. I was aware that I was speaking more than usual because of an irritation rising from within. It doesn't matter to me that she was destined to be with another man. I will take what I want with my own hands. That's how it is and always will be. That woman is mine. Why, that... He was just sleeping a moment ago. Maybe he woke up and stepped out for some air. Slightly disappointed, I sat myself down on the bed, thinking how very much like him it was to disappear like this. Really, it was kind of hoping we'd pop up upstairs and then he'd be like talking to... We'd be like, Emilio! Were we friends with Emilio on this route? Look, I don't know. I never know. I don't remember. I was passing the time by reading some books when he finally returned. Mao, welcome back. Kind of knew. When it was back, and I was like, oh, he gotta slam us down on the bed and be like, this woman is mine, I'm dead. Like, Jesus. Emilio, if you could stop, because every time you show up yanked... Well, actually, Emilio, show up more often. He silently walked toward me and suddenly sealed my lips with his, marking his territory. Just god damn. Like, Yang, seriously. Get a grip. On me. As we parted, I looked up at him, unable to hide my confusion. What happened? What, can I just kiss you? No, that's not how you operate. Something happened. I can ask you the same. What happened? Something in Yang's demeanor was different, but I decided to speak what was on my mind. Wait. But I decided to speak what was on my mind. Yeah, okay. Remember how Rui told me that my life is built on violence? I've been thinking about it all this time, and I've decided... The thought that I benefited from the Laoshu's criminal activities was difficult to accept. And yet I was still here with Yang. Sorry. What I'm going to say might not make sense, but it's the conclusion I've come to. I all means, ruminate on it as long as you like. I am interested to hear the conclusion you reach. I was finally ready to tell him. He quietly waited for me to continue. I've always cared for you, but at the same time, a part of me has always been afraid. You let me stay beside you for the time being, but I also wondered how long that would last. I thought that one day you'd get tired of me and kill me. His golden eyes flickered a bit. They were no different from the night I met him, mystical like a full moon that shone at midnight. What lay behind his eyes wasn't a cold emptiness, but rather the strength of his will. But I realized that having my life taken away by you wasn't the worst of my fears. There's something much more frightening. Which is? Losing you. That's how much you mean to... I closed my eyes as my voice began to break. Space. He spoke my name to urge me on. It's always like this, giving me strength when I needed it most. He grabbed me with force, bringing me closer toward him so he could hear my voice. Words. Then that night the heroine accepts Yang. He looks at her sleeping face with a desire for more. Aria time, just in case you didn't realize what the fuck was happening. The woman was asleep. Although it would be more accurate to say that she fainted from exhaustion. Perhaps I went too far. I mused on the words I'd never spoken before. CG. I had no intention of going easy on her, but she provoked me beyond expectation. I told her that I'd not be gentle. I thoroughly enjoyed the feast laid out before me. You're so selfish and sensitive and so dangerous. Her voice and her eyes searched mine. You're nice sometimes, but it's only on a whim. I think I invited her to the edge of the abyss. I caressed her lips, ordering her to say it. I think I might like you. Her futile efforts to underestimate her love ignited a fire inside me. Her futile efforts to understate her love. I initially meant to press her for the truth, but soon stopped caring for words in my madness. I wanted her to shed the tears she held back. I devoured her over and over again. I never knew you had such an expression. She breathed quietly in her sleep now, her face innocent and vulnerable. I love the fact that we're like, I think I like you, and he's like, you totally love me, and that just turned him the fuck on. Kind of amazing, actually. She was in such a deep sleep that she'd likely not awaken for some time. Perhaps I was too rough. The uncharacteristic thought made me smile. They're only words, but they are words I would never say. Words of concern, no less. She's my toy, and I cannot have her break so easily. At least, not until I'm tired of her. If she's mine, she will be taken care of. Perhaps I'll give her a bath when she awakens. She may not be able to stand for a while. Suppose I can take some responsibility in return for the pleasure she's given me. Me? Take care of a woman. I was astounded by my own insanity. I never put in so much effort for a woman before. I'm sure she'll thoroughly enjoy the bath I give her. She may even cry tears of joy. Or so I think. In this one's case, she may become upset and try to resist me. That wouldn't be bad either. It is satisfying to force a stubborn woman into submission. Perhaps sensing danger, she let out a slight moan. Hurry and wake up, Space. I haven't played with you enough. He grabbed me with force, bringing me closer toward him so that he could hear my voice. I gazed up at his face again. I couldn't deny it any longer. I needed to accept what was inside me all along. We've already told him we love him, so... You're the most important person to me. A person who lived solely for pleasure. A person who stopped at nothing to get his way. A person who made decisions with no regrets. He told me before, I enjoy alcohol and meat. I enjoy violence. I enjoy the deep darkness under people's innate goodness. Without those things, I don't think life is worth living. I live for pleasure. I don't feel guilty trampling over others to attain it. I know you're a horrible person, but I don't know why that's just so funny, because he is kind of a horrible person, but I finally realized that what scares me the most is losing you, Mo. Perhaps remembering I had almost lost him before was heightening my emotions. I could feel my eyes burning with tears. Without a word, he brought my face closer to his and kissed me. He wouldn't tell me in words. He only showed me his feelings through actions. He seems different today. Normally he'd be rougher, touching me in a more impatient manner, but this time, I feel his heart. Is he kissing me out of love? Though I was confused, my happy voice spoke his name. Oh. He kissed me again each time I said his name, as though he was taking my love into himself. Love you. I expressed to him my true feelings. I feel like we already told him this once before. His usual smirk was absent. He looked at me with eyes full of a quiet heat. You will be mine until the very end. That's Yang for I love you too. Those were the last words I heard today. He indulged himself to his heart's desire. But I'm gonna guess we weren't complaining, because that sounds kind of hot. I'm just saying. He indulged himself! Are you complaining? God, no, I loved every second of it! Anyway, we're gonna stop here and we will continue. I'm not sure, we may actually... We'll definitely get very close to getting his end in the next part if we don't actually get it, because we're in chapter 6, and there's only 6 chapters in it. Yeah, so... Actually, we might get it in the next part. It really depends, because we only have one more Meanwhile story to read. So, and no choices. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.